Before we get into the upgrades and I show you all the things that I ordered, first I want to take a look at this bad boy. This is my NOVRITSCH SSP18. Totally golded out. I got a light and a laser, and this is my little tracer unit, painted to look like Bullet Bill. I love this thing. It's fantastic. Again, it's modeled after the Glock. I often use it as a sidearm and also a primary. Reason I like this thing so much is because, again, it has the full auto option, but also the semi option. It comes with a pre-adjustable trigger. This isn't a sponsored video, by the way, but the internal barrel with most Glocks is totally loose. This guy's a little bit more stable, so it tends to be more accurate. Great for follow-up shots. But anyways, I went ahead and I ordered some stuff on the NOVRITSCH website. I paid for all of this with my own coin. We're only going to show you one. We'll show you both the things that I purchased, and we're going to install one of them today, the other one in another video. Let's get rid of this nonsense. Picked up some batteries because we're going to need those for one of the upgrades. I got the small little micro red dot V2. What I like about this thing is it's designed to go on the SSP18. It's small, and they claim it's BB proof. What's huge about that is a lot of the time when you throw a nice expensive red dot on, you risk the possibility of the glass breaking. I hate the little windshield covers they put on those things, like little moped windshields that you can use to protect your red dots. So if this thing claims BB proof up to a certain FPS, we're going to use it. I also ordered a colored base plate for it. I don't know if that's in here or not. This is the red dot. We'll look at that in another video. Oh, here's the base plate that comes with it. I got gold to match. And then these two boxes are what we're going to likely be getting into today. So I didn't know it came in two boxes. There's no pictures on it at all. I assume one of them's the stock, one of them's the mounting system, but these two boxes are a small SMG style kit for the SSP18. Pop them both open. I don't know if they're plastic, if they're aluminum. I don't know anything about these. I just saw this on their website and I was like, let's buy it, check it out, right? If it stinks, we'll send it back. The nice part is I purchased this so I can give you my honest opinion. Come packaged pretty well. Wait a minute, that's kind of cool. Oh, and it is some sort of a aluminum, right? Got magnets. There's magnets on the sides of these. We'll go ahead and, it's aluminum. It's got a nice matte black finish on it. And then, like I had assumed, this should be your little stock, your foldable stock. This, however, is plastic. Cool, okay. Like I said, I don't really know how to install this. We're just gonna take a look and see if we can figure it out. And if we can, that'd be great. Like that. And on the top it says SSP18 Carbine kit. You got Picatinny rail. This looks like it's for your holster of some sort that they sell for the SSP18. And then your stock. It's got this ridge on it. Locks into place. It is foldable. And it's super sturdy. There's no wiggle room on that. So hopefully that stays sturdy long term. Okay, so I think I have it all figured out. I kind of just wanted to pause to take a look at it myself for a second so I don't waste you guys' time. A few things to point out. This goes on like so. And in order to get this on, we're going to have to remove this pin, install this pin, and you'll notice it's got some screw holes on it. It looks like that's going to hold in the middle, that little trigger pin, and then you're going to be able to screw it in instead of holding it friction tight so that it can keep that big block on the top. The other thing is probably questioning, how are you going to charge this guy? Well, you have to take off the rear sight, install this in place, and it's going to sit inside like that, so you have a charging handle. Remove your slide. We're gonna have to punch this pin out, and it looks like the pin's going to go out from right to left. I have a punch kit, but I'm too lazy to do that right now, so we should just be able to push this guy through. And it should come right out. Perfect. Hopefully everything stays nice and tight for me there. Now what we want to do is toss this rod through the middle. All right, so after a little wiggling, I was able to get this guy in almost all the way. It's a little stuck on that side, so just be careful while moving it around. Make sure you line it up. You don't want to kill the threads. Very light force is okay. Just keep in mind that the mag release, there's a spring in here that may come out if you try and do it this way. You could do a whole reassembly and disassembly, but if you just hold everything together nice and carefully, it should be able to slide back in. So that's not too bad. It's pretty flush. You want to make sure it's flush on both sides because it is a very tight fitting piece from what I had seen before. We're gonna reassemble it. Okay, so we're gonna reassemble it. Then what we want to do, charge the replica, then remove the screw. Careful not to let any pieces fall apart, besides letting the sight come out. Now we're going to take that little charging handle piece. We're going to take these pieces off. One side and the other side. Like that. We're going to place this onto the SSP18 like that. So you got that hole in the back. Just like to hold everything down this direction. And we'll screw that on nice and carefully. Cool. And it should sit just like that. Perfect. Now we're going to install it into that big block of the upper. And the first recommendation I have is to screw in these side screws. You're going to take one of each. Pop this guy off. Definitely going to want to use some sort of Loctite when you do this. I'm just doing this for tutorial purposes. I'm going to go through again and Loctite everything a little later. Very nice. Obviously before I field it. Now we're going to install the charging handles onto the sides inside these holes. We'll just go one at a time. I don't think it matters which ones we do in what order. I do like that they're long screws. Should make them much sturdier. I almost wish they protruded out of the block a little bit further. But we'll see what it feels like to maneuver and to charge later. So another thing that I have noticed, this piece is separate from the upper block. And if it's not pushed all the way in that way, it could cause some blockages on the moving of your upper receiver for the SSP18. So make sure that's pushed forward all the way. That should get held forward now by your stock, which we're just going to install using 4 screws with the button on the bottom. We'll get that guy in place. It's nice and snug. Seems like it's nice and snug. And we'll just make sure that these guys screw in nice and easy. Get your Allen key. And we start screwing. Everything lines up before you tighten it too much, you know, because it is screwing into what appears to be plastic, so I assume it's super easy to strip. I don't think there's any metal inserts in there. All right. And there you have it. Your SSP18 Carbine kit. Cool. So let's do a quick little presentation. First of all, don't lose these two pieces. You may need them at a later date in case you want to get this guy off and use it as a regular sidearm again. Anyways, your SSP18 Carbine kit. Super or relatively simple install. I don't think it takes a lot to do so. It's extremely sturdy. I will give them that. And it feels like it's made pretty high quality. I do wish it was a little quicker to install, just because if you wanted to throw the Carbine kit on, play, and then maybe take it off for some reason, throw it in your pocket as a sidearm, because maybe, I don't know, going sniping or something like that, that'd be great. This clearly is not something that you could do on the field super fast. It's kind of a pain in the butt. But if you're going with it as a primary, this is perfect. And I think the reason that it is so complicated and intricate is because, well, they want to make sure it lasts. So that is cool. It leaves all of your standard or necessary functions available. So just to start off with the charging handle, when you do charge it, you can lock the bolt back and still release, which is fantastic. You'll also notice that it does, like I mentioned, have this little holster piece. NOVRITSCH does make a universal holster for all of their sidearms. It's a small little piece of kit that you can place on your belt, and they sell upgrade adapters for their replicas, or in this case on the Carbine kit, and just slides in nice and easy. Does come with this nice space for the Picatinny rail, which at some point you'll see we're going to install this guy. I bought this in case I want to run it without the Carbine kit, but for now I kind of want to throw the red dot on the Carbine, or you could throw whatever dots you want on. The takedown option to field strip it is not there anymore. You cannot remove the slide without disassembling a large portion of this Carbine kit. The stock, on the other hand, there is no movement in the stock at all. That's just the slide. There's no movement in the stock at all when collapsed. I'm not particularly sure what it locks into. Oh, it's magnetic. So there's a magnet here, and it magnetizes to the right side. That's cool. Nice and sturdy. Hopefully that magnet, after slamming into itself over and over again, doesn't start to break down and wear down. Maybe like a rubber covering on that would have been a good idea, NOVRITSCH, but who knows. When pulled out to the back, there is no movement on it. Just placing it on my shoulder now. It doesn't feel the most uncomfortable, even though this thing's kind of like a toothpick. But that does make it extremely lightweight. And the button, super sturdy too. Now, the one complaint that I have with this Carbine kit for the SSP18 is the charging handle. I don't think it's beefy enough. I think it's really thin. The edges are sharp. If you're not wearing gloves, it's going to be a pain in the butt. That already kind of hurts, and it like pushes into the thumbs in a really icky way, and I don't like that. I almost wish they had on just like the one side, almost like a hook. But I'm sure you can get that 3D printed or something. It is just a single screw, so as long as you get it to fit right. But like a nice thick hook on the end would be awesome. I don't know. It's just not comfortable to charge. But I guess after you charge it once, and as long as the bolt's locking back like a good replica should, all you gotta do is charge it once during the game. So that's no big deal. It's cozy. It doesn't get in the way. It doesn't add a lot of extra weight. And personally, if you're looking to spice up your SSP18 and you want to cough up $89, I don't think you can go wrong with this. It's definitely a pass for me.